Okay, so I did something that I haven't done in a few years, and that is trying to break through into the DMT space. It takes a lot of courage to do that because, like the ego, like death or letting go, is very frightening, even for someone like me that has an undying curiosity. It actually kind of like a little bit killed my curiosity, just slightly. Like, it's coming back, but I had just about, like, that was all right. First of all, in all my attempts to break through into the DMT realm, I never break through into some other place, except for twice naturally, once in a dream and once when I was 21, actually similar to the time I had that dream of an out-of-body experience I had and coming back into my body. And like the second time was I was supplementing with St. John's wort and had, like, I was taking way too much of it, I guess, and I had a natural I don't know if I blasted off, but I was not in my body anymore. I can't even describe what the spirit realm is because we can't make sense of it here. There's no point in me even trying to explain what that realm is. But that experience, what was it, like 16 years ago or something? Or 17 years ago? No, 16 years ago. It was like a huge, like, not auditorium. It was like, I was surrounded by more beings that you could physically see. And it was like this big download was happening. I don't know if this is what happens when you die, but I actually had two. And the second time, after I came out of it, I'm like, I feel it happening again. It took me out, and then it tried to, like, erase everything. Like, it was all just like void, like the second time. And I was holding so tenaciously to my memories to try to remember that, because anytime I go to the other realm, I want to bring back information. I want to, I don't just have those experiences to, like, get high or escape. It's the opposite. It's R&D, it's research and development, because that's been my whole thing, my whole life. Anyways, getting to this actual DMT trip that happened, I didn't blast off to anywhere. Every time when I do DMT, this being comes to me. And I took so much in my, like, more than I've ever taken in my attempts to break through. And maybe it's just my vulnerable mental state now, and the fact that I'm supplementing with what is, I'm sure, too much kratom every day because I've gotten addicted to it again. But it does help me, and I will eventually quit. But I'll tell you, it was a very unpleasant experience. I got to the point I was pleading with it to stop, and I was like, I want to encounter you differently. It was very terrifying and unpleasant. And I was like, be gentle with me, you're hurting me. I was talking to it, and I was, like, I was shook. I was physically shaking. I was like, I felt like someone, like, in a mental hospital about, like, just completely undone and just like it was, oh my God, just like a level of my psyche that I was like, I don't ever want to be here. Just like, please stop. And, like, to the point of tears and pleading. And I finally got out of it, of course. And I was fine, like, when I got out, but I was shook from that experience. And whatever that entity is, it's like, it's a very powerful thing, but there's such a familiarity with it that I kind of have the supposition that it's always here. It's just I'm mostly able to block it. Like, we block these entities in this space. It's whether by choice or that's, I'd like to say it's by choice, but I think it's just the construct of this reality that keeps us here, because otherwise we'd just always be tripping balls. Like, that's why yeah, I think that's what MAOI it does in our body, is basically, because we have DMT in our body endogenously, and I think that, like, obviously I'm not a scientist, but from what I've read on it, like, MAOI inhibits, or not MAOI, yeah, is it MAOI? Anyway, it inhibits the DMT from happening, so that we aren't just, like, tripping out in this other realm our entire lives. Like, something keeps us here. And, like, thinking back on it, I don't know if that entity actually was trying to hurt me. It was just, I could not withstand its presence. It was just too much. And so I just, like my psyche just immediately went to blocking it out. It was just like, no. Like, call it my ego or whatever, but it was, it's like, thankfully the ego comes right back. It's like, otherwise I would be like nobody or everybody or something, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't be my individual self. And I went into that space to try to understand things going in my life. I go into that space with intention, asking questions. And it did show me a few things. I did catch a glimpse of a few things. One of those things being the network that connects all of us. I saw it for just a second, just a split second. We're all connected. And, like, a lot of us can feel that, but I caught a glimpse of it. I don't know how to explain it, but it's there. And even, I don't think that being was necessarily trying to be terrifying. It just ended up being that way to me. It's really hard to know, you know, because all I have is my own experience, empirical spirit, like evidence, like my subjective reality, my anecdote, you know. And there's more I could say on it, but it kind of killed my curiosity for a bit, like, considerably. Like, I was like, I don't care, I don't want to know. I would just rather live my life and not ask questions or any of this. I'm like, it was more of a curiosity death than it was an ego death, but I guess ego and curiosity could be inextricably entwined. Who knows? It probably is. Because only a sentient individual would actually want to, like, question its own existence, right? I mean, OpenAI, it's not questioning its existence. I guess they could, like, model it to do that. And they probably have. In fact, I think they have. But I got to the point, I'm like, I don't care, I just want to live my life. But the pain in this life makes me question it. Because it's like, if you're struggling in life, it's like you want to, like, if you're having a down day, like, your friend will be like, oh, what's got you down, you know? And so I'm kind of doing that with myself in reality. I'm like, why am I depressed? Like, is it my diet? Is it this or that? And I've done, like, so many life changes to change that, like, my disposition, but it always, like, fundamentally comes back to this, me trying to figure it out and resolve it, ameliorate it. So I'll answer any questions. I love talking about this stuff. Tell me about your trips if you've had them, or your out-of-body experiences.